welcome back to Wall Street Journal Weekend. I'm Robin Dorian. Fractional ownership is buying a share of something you could never afford on your own. Partial ownership of private jets and fancy vacation homes has been around for a while. Well, now car and yachting companies are getting in on the action, which is good news for the would-be high rollers. This Florida businessman is searching for what he sees as his piece of the American dream, literally. His goal is to cruise the calm waters of southern Florida aboard a luxury yacht with family, friends, and business associates.
Absolutely. From the business perspective, it is an oh my God factor. Wow, we have a boat, we can go have fun, we can enjoy our time. The real benefit is that you get one-on-one time with your clientele or your colleagues.
Darius Seibotham doesn't see why he should buy outright the 70-foot yacht he wants, but he's willing to settle for a chunk of it.
Because now you're talking your $2 million to own it, plus all the headaches, plus your hundreds of thousands of dollars just to operate it throughout the year. So why spend that much money to have a boat that's going to sit most of the time? And then, your cost savings certainly comes through clear on the fractional side of things.
Fractional ownership, where buyers purchase a piece of an expensive asset and pay the seller to manage and maintain it, is the latest trend in high-end possessions. Everything from private jets and fancy sports cars to upscale retreats and now luxury yachts.
For, let's say, the size of the boat that I'm interested in, it'd be about $15,000 a year to pay for the management fees. And that's going to include your crew, it's going to include some of the maintenance, storage of the boat, things like that. And then as you roll over to your normal expenses when you do take a trip, and in the case of owning this 10% fraction of this 70-foot boat, it gives you about 4 weeks a year of travel time.
The idea of fractional ownership isn't new.
It started with the jets back in the really early 90s, and it slowly but surely caught on.
Marty Busakaruz works for Monocle Fractional Yachts in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
They're doing it with RVs. They're doing it with high-end homes. Any high-dollar asset that sits idle for the majority of the year is a potential for fractional ownership, like a yacht.
Marty's company would sell Darius a piece of the boat he wants, then try and keep the other fractional owners happy.
They need a management company in place. They need the two owners. If they don't know each other, there's no way to communicate. I mean, that's what we do as a management company. We hire the crew. We perform the scheduled maintenance, the scheduled repairs. We're the ones who are coordinating the positioning of the vessel for the owners. And that's really what we do. We focus on asset management.
Supervising the assets, surrounded by the pleasures of an expensive yacht, may have its advantages for fractional ownership. But there are reasons for caution to both buyers and sellers. Consumers should treat transactions like any other big-ticket purchase and legally protect themselves. Companies should be concerned that they could run out of capital before lining up enough fractional customers. And now an alternative to fractional ownership, membership in a club, one that sells access to the truly unique, very fancy cars at affordable day rates.
We're going to try and provide a pool of 5 to 10 cars. Cars like this 56 Chevy and 65 Mustang convertibles and 67 Corvette convertibles. And we're going to allow people to have almost like a club.
Ty Hauk is the owner of Ragtops Motorcars in West Palm Beach, Florida. Customers can't buy any of his classic cars piecemeal, but for a fee, they can join a club.
They're going to be able to use any one of those cars that have not been reserved. So they're not going to own part of them. Of course, we could expand to that too. But right now, we're just going to let them reserve those cars, and for a fee, they get to use them, pick them up on, say, a Thursday, bring them back on a Sunday or a Monday. We'll take care of all the servicing and get ready for the next person.
The cost of leasing a car is $150 a day. The club concept is appealing because the initial financial commitment is small compared to fractional ownership. It also gives consumers access to several high-end items instead of just one.
You know, if we find out that, let's say, a 57 T-Bird or a 56 T-Bird is being requested a lot, I'll expand that portion of it. If I find out that no one's renting my 1928 Model Y, we'll eliminate that and buy something in the 60s or 70s. It depends on who our customer's going to be.
One potential customer is Jim Muller.
For me, the 50s were just sort of the happy times in life.
Muller sees a market for such a leasing service and believes that Hauk's club concept could work.
You pay for it only while you're using it, only while you're enjoying it. You have none of the maintenance factors to think about, insurance, all those things. It's sort of like you're in, you're out. It's absolutely a market that I think the time is right.
If you are interested in fractional ownership, protect yourself and the asset you're buying. Make sure a lawyer keeps your purchase separate from other company assets. If you are interested in car clubs, remember that they are relatively new and membership rates are still being established.